Hello everyone, welcome to my first walkthrough of Black Myth Wukong. I will go over the first chapter in this video, mainly going over the secrets, the quests, getting all the items along the way, so we'll see how that goes. So starting from the first shrine, collect all your gifts, equip any armor you want. You should have one extra set from what they've given us. The armor doesn't matter all that much in the beginning, but we'll look at the armor later. Initially the enemies are alright, so you should be good there. From there, we'll just go around to the bridge, defeat any enemies you see along the way. We are moving towards the first key item that we can find on this level. So just follow the path I'm going, and then we'll come across this one particular rat, and it'll kind of take you into not a cutscene exactly, but it'll slow the gameplay down, and like no one can attack you and stuff, and you're also very slow, like here. So the rat kind of goes down the waterfall there, and then you just pick up the item it leaves behind. This is the Skanda form, which is the first key item. And this will come into play later, so we'll see how that goes. It actually comes into play much later. But from there, go towards the left where we haven't been yet. Definitely pick up any plants and such on the way, because they usually have like a seed or some other drop which you just get by picking them up randomly. From there, we can make our way towards under the bridge where there's like a slightly stronger enemy. So take your time defeating this guy. He doesn't stagger as easily as the wolves. But once you defeat him, you'll get that portrait. And then this guy does not actually respawn like all the other enemies. So we won't have to worry about him too much. But mainly we're just trying to defeat him. And there's also like a little green spirit thing here. We can't collect that yet. So just remember this spot here, and we'll come back to it once we get the ability to gather those. From there, just make your way back all the way to the very starting point, and here you'll see me pick up one of the plants and actually get a seed from it. So that's why you need to pick those up. From here, we can just make our way across to the first kind of big enemy. He gets a boss bar and all that, but he's not really a boss per se. But this is just to give us our first immobilize spell, and that's going to be very useful in everything we do moving forward. So have fun with this one. Not a very hard fight. It's actually kind of easy because he does these big swings which you can dodge pretty easily. He gets me a couple times here, but it's not that hard, as you'll see. So once you have your immobilize, you can just go ahead and finish him off. Definitely watch the cutscene, play into the story that they have, and have fun there. And once he's defeated, we can just move forward and see what we're gonna do next. Just go straight from there. There's just like a little pond area, and there are a couple enemies here. Nothing special, just pick up any ingredient items you see of the plants and such. Be careful of these frog enemies. They are actually, they explode and create a poison cloud, so just watch out for that. But apart from that, just keep going ahead, pick anything you see up. And from there, you should come across this open field where we have our first meditation spot. And I would recommend breaking like these kind of pots and various things you see in the environment, because they give us will, which is basically like the gold, and it's going to be necessary when we go to craft the various weapons and items and armors and such. So this is the first meditation spot. These are important because they give us an additional skill point, which is going to be very necessary for what kind of build you're trying to go for. I have 4 here, so I should probably go ahead and allocate my resources. So let's see what I can do there. So whenever we see these fireflies, if you will, we have a new shrine coming up. So that's what that is. And before I go to the shrine, I will just allocate my skill points. So here I recommend a couple things. So starting with the smash stance, there is this resolute counterflow. This is kind of like a parry where you don't take damage from the attack of the enemy if you press your heavy attack button in the middle of your basic combo with the light attacks. So definitely go down that route, and then also get this mobile spin. It is not very useful initially, but as we go down the tree, it is gonna get very useful, especially this last one here. Especially for some bosses, it's really good for building up that focus real quick. So just start down that tree. That's my recommendations for now. But beyond that, you can really do whatever you want. I like this thing with the better engage distance, so that's good. And from there, we can get to the shrine. So go ahead and get the shrine. A couple things new in this shrine. First of all, we can access the store. So we'll go ahead and rest real quick just so we can get our gourd filled up. And on the store, you can generally buy stuff like, mainly the weapon and armor materials if you need them. We won't craft anything now, but if in case you're low, you can always come to the store and buy some, so that's good. The other ingredients are not really that necessary, but you can see how you like it. And the pieces of gold are just to sell for more will in case you are running low for whatever reason. And then on self-advance, we just have the reigniting of spark, which is just the respecking of the points that you already have in case you want to do that. Here we have a cutscene, but I'm just going to go ahead and skip that. So we become the golden cicada. Unfortunately, this only happens once, and the enemies don't really react to you, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And here we'll just go straight to the very first boss, and like in the cutscene, that guy said, just follow the fire. So just keep going straight, you'll find it. This little area isn't really very big. There's another boss there. We could barely see that. We'll get to him eventually, and I won't show you all the boss fights. So I'll give you like a general idea about how to defeat them. I think fighting the bosses is one of the more fun things about Souls-like games, so I will leave that up to you. Just give you some general strategies. Especially in this game, you don't actually lose anything like Souls when you die, so that's good. It doesn't punish you in that way. But yeah, here we have the first boss, and it just makes you auto transform back into it, so that's just how that goes. So mainly for this guy, you have to watch out for his attacks because they burn you, and the damage over time is pretty significant at this stage because we are basically like a level 1. So watch out for like his big attacks. The resolute counterflow that we upgraded for would be very, very useful. Definitely use your immobilize to get him. I end up not healing this first time, so he kind of kills me. But play around with it. It's not really that hard a boss. You won't really need to learn his moveset or anything like that. I also want to say your heavy attacks, which are fully charged with the focus point, that actually stop the or I should say stagger the boss like it did there. And yeah. So just watch out for his moves. There's like a big jump attack he does, and you see that I'm kind of burned. You can see that on me and also on the health bar, and he gets me there. So we'll respawn at the very first shrine of this area that we got. So from the shrine, I'll just show you some things we can collect before we get to the boss. So firstly, go left, pick up anything on the way. There's a chest here that's being guarded by a dude. He's a bit stronger than the rest of them, so be careful. And once you defeat him, you can pick up the chest items. It just has some gold and some materials, not a big deal. From there, go down, and some of the plants that you see are actually enemies, so we'll go ahead and get this guy out. He's almost always an enemy, but generally they are randomized, so you'll have to be careful about what's going on there. And From here, we can go ahead and defeat him. So once he is down, you can actually move your way across the stream from where we fought this guy. There are two small enemies. You can just beat them up, no big deal. But from there, we will actually go left where there is a waterfall. And here is another one of the crow enemies that we fought before, who's a little bit tough. So be careful, try not to get hit too much, but you shall be able to take him out, no problem. Definitely feel free to use your whole kit. You don't have to really rely on just your basic moveset, and we can just go ahead and defeat this guy. So once you've got him, just pick up some of the materials that are here. Nothing major really. There is the waterfall that he was standing in front of has a secret, but we'll have to come to that after the second chapter because we are missing an item for that. So we'll get to it when we get to it in the second chapter. I'll show you when we go there. From there, just make your way back. We've picked out basically the left-hand side of this area. If you see anything you want to pick up, just go ahead and do it. And from here, we can actually fast travel back to the shrine using this item in our inventory. It has a nice little animation. I like that. And once we have done that, we can go for the boss. So from the shrine, we can run straight to the boss. No need to really fight all these guys. They don't really follow you into the boss arena, so you're fine there. And once we defeat him, we'll get back to it. But yeah, he's not really a tough fight. Just watch out for the fire stuff. You don't really need to worry too much about it. And once he's defeated, he drops his stick, which is like a transformation you get. And this is going to be the very first transformation that we get. And the transformations I like to use more like an additional health bar rather than damage. There are a couple transformations that are better for damage, but we'll get to them eventually. But this was our very first one. And just like we saw before, there is another little spirit area here that we'll get back to because we can't really pick that up yet. And there will also be our first bell here. And we're gonna have to go ahead and ring that. There are a couple other bells and they do like a specific thing, but I don't want to give you any spoilers here. So just go ahead and ring the bell, and from there we can go ahead. So from here we can make our way to the next boss of this area. And just like defeat a couple enemies on the way, and this is what like the staff spin looks like. And if you have any remaining skill points, like I have here, we'll just go ahead and allocate them. And another thing I want to say is that under the staff stances, as you allocate more points, you'll get more focus points, and that's what those are. And the higher those you have, the more special things you can do, and the heavier your heavy attack gets. So definitely invest in these, and we'll go ahead and get the pillar stance as well. The pillar and thrust stance come in handy, but mainly I see myself using just the smash stance. But play around with it, see what you like. So from the shrine, just make your way back. Defeat a couple of these guys because they can end up joining the fight because it's like right in the open here. This guy's a bit tough, but nothing special. Just go ahead and beat him. And that's the guy that we're trying to beat. He hits pretty hard, so you must try and dodge everything that you can. And there's also a very big attack that he does that hits you no matter what. So when we immobilize him, that's what we will try to actually stop, rather than just using immobilize as like a attacking function. It'll be more defensive. And another thing you can do is hold your heavy attack button, so you can just start it with 2-point heavy attack. So that's gonna already give him some damage, and he also gets staggered like that. So let's just see what I can do here. As you can see, just 2 hits and we are like almost dead there, so be careful. You can also use your transformation as a thing, and like I said, the heavy attack staggers him, which works wonderfully for us. I just want to get him to do his special attack so I can actually show you. Oh, that was a shame because I missed. So yeah, that's the special attack that we wanna try and stop when he goes into the ground like that. So there's that heavy attack again, and look how far we were and it still hit us, so you be careful of that. Going again after dying, yeah, so just watch out for the big attack like I said, and you should be fine. And then let's see what happens once we defeat him. So just coming towards the end here, once he's down, you'll be good. And this guy's gonna drop his spirit this time, and again, just like the green ones, we can't really take those yet. So we'll leave that here. We'll actually not need to come back to it because it actually shows up in the shrine, so not a big deal. So just go ahead from the path that it was kind of guarding and just keep going straight. He also dropped a Curio, so you can just go ahead and equip that. Nothing great, just increases your critical attack chance. We can build around critical attack later, but right now we don't really have all that much to build off of. And here there are a couple of enemies, so be careful. Mainly it's like the archer guy that you have to be careful of because he shoots a couple arrows at a time, but it was fine here. Try to get him first. Luckily he shot a his friend, so we were good there. And from there we come to our next shrine at the Gyeonian temple. So at the shrine, we will finally be able to craft our very first armor set. So this is the best one we have so far, and mainly if you're wearing all 4 pieces, then it gives you a bonus on attack if you sprint first and then attack. Your stamina is limited at this time, so you won't use it all that much, but if you feel like the extra defense would help you, I would recommend going ahead and crafting it. From there, we just have a chest on the left hand side. Does not contain any key item or anything like that, but just go ahead and pick it up for some extra will and gold. From there, we can go to the next boss, who is not that hard. Just try to dodge his lunge attacks, and you should be fine. Just make use of your whole kit, and you'll be good to go. Not a big deal. So once he's defeated, we just have to pick up this one chest on the left hand side. And then we can go ahead move forward where there will be another chest. Here we'll get our first celestial pill. This one is to increase our max health, and then we can move to the next shrine. So rest up here if you need to. That fight should have also given you a headgear, and you can wear it if you find it to be more useful than what you currently have. I'll keep rocking the will stuff just to see how far I can get with it without having to need the extra defense. And from there you can just go straight. Before you engage with the enemy, there is a path towards the left, so we will go there first. Here there is an NPC we need to talk to, whose quest will kind of continue throughout the game. So just talk to him, exhaust his dialogues, and then we'll see where to go. Once done talking to that guy, just turn around. There should be our second meditation spot. This will give us another skill point, and then we can leave this area. And then you can just go ahead and hit all the enemies from here. Yeah, allocate your skill points if you must. There is just a simple chest ahead. Even if you don't take it, not a big deal. But we'll just fight all the enemies and get that chest out of the way. Grab the chest and then we'll just move forward. There's like a little pond area. There are some spirits there, so just keep those in mind. We're about to get the thing where we can gather the spirits, so that'll be very helpful to us. But yeah, just keep going ahead till we come towards the next shrine, basically. From there, pick up the 2 spirits that are there, and then just head up the stairs. The whole area is connected, so you shouldn't have any issues. So before you head to the shrine, go right, and then you should find the chest with some medicines. We'll use these kind of later. It really depends on who you're fighting. And then we have like one more enemy, and then the shrine. Once you have the shrine, head upstairs where there's another NPC, and talking to this guy will give us the ability to absorb spirits, so go ahead and do that. And then we can head back to the shrine to get our unclaimed spirit. So this is like a temporary transformation. They have various kinds of effects and various even passive abilities. Right now there's only one, but you get a whole bunch throughout the game. So pick and choose based on what you're going for, and I'll have some recommendations as we go around, so we'll see those too. From there, just follow the path. There are a couple enemies. Clear out the area. And then you want to head down towards the stream where there is another large area that is kind of hidden. So we want to go there first and see what's up there. So from the stream area, just go straight. There are a couple smaller frog enemies that you must watch out for. Just use your lock-on ability and you should be able to see them through all the grassy stuff. But we're here for another fight, which is with this big frog. He's not very difficult. He like jumps on you and stuff, like that attack there. But yeah, once you beat him, you will get his transformation. So let's see how that is. So once you beat him, you get the spirit like that other blue guy. And the spirits are pretty good because they actually replenish your gourd. So you must be, if you can top up your health, and that will fully replenish your gourd. And the green ones that you get along the way, they give you just like the one charge for your gourd. So you can always top up your health if you just find them in the wild and you're low. And that can be really helpful. From there, just go right. You'll see another spirit. You can pick that up, and you'll come across a larger area which connects to the place where the shrine was. There's a whole bunch of enemies here, so it makes a good spot for grinding. And also, the snake guys are pretty tough. Not these bony ones, but the other ones, and they give you a lot of XP. So if you wanna level up a little bit, you can do that here, and it's gonna be pretty good. You have to be careful because they poison you. But apart from that, a good place to grind, and once you finish this, there's a little boss area and we can go there and fight him. So once you're done with the all the enemies, you can go in here. This guy is also a poison guy, so you have to be careful dodging those, especially when the snakes come out of the ground. I try to use the transformation to take like that kind of poison damage away from me, going back to the using the transformations as a health bar, so that can be pretty useful here, but not a difficult fight, and then we can beat him and move ahead. So once you defeat him, you can go ahead and absorb his spirit. His transformation is also pretty decent, especially with the poison application that it does, and also fill up your gourd, like I said before. From there, we can go towards the end of this arena, just up those stairs where there is the second bell. From there, head towards the next shrine. And before you go to the shrine, on the left hand side, we actually have an upgrade material for our gourd, so we'll quickly pick that up and then go to the shrine and rest up. From there, we can go straight. There is this NPC here. You need to save him by killing this guy. And then he's gonna be our upgrade dude for all the gourd related things. And he also gives us our first drink and soak, which goes into our gourd for some additional benefits. I would recommend saving the one upgrade material you got here, but if you want, you can go ahead and upgrade it. And he also has this like healing item in the store, but it's not that effective, so don't bother. And in brew, you can actually add your drink and soak that you just got. And from there, we can just go ahead to the next fight. So our next fight is actually going to be probably the hardest so far. This guy isn't particularly hard. He only has 2 phases. That's the main thing. So basically, there's like a double health bar kind of thing going on. But once you beat him, take your time with it. Just like dodge his big lunge attacks, and he throws your spear at you. But you'll be able to get it done. It's not that hard. So for this guy, I actually had to change up my armor to the other one, the pilgrim set. But yeah, once you beat him, you can actually go left and towards the bell. So he also gives us the Jade Fang, which is a weapon material, so you'll be able to go ahead and craft that material at any of the shrines. But going left here, we have our third and final bell, and he actually tells you about the 3 bells, so good thing we rang the ones before. And here there are just like a couple wolf enemies, just beat them up and then ring the bell. So once they're down, you can see this like wolf that's hanging there, but once you ring the bell, you'll actually get transported to a secret area, which is the secret area for our first chapter here. So for the secret area, there's actually a secret area for each chapter that we will go to, and each secret area gives us a special item that's useful for the final boss of that particular area. So here we can just go ahead and get to the first shrine. There isn't all that much here. There'll be just the shrine, and there are like 3 chests here which also don't contain all that much, so just go ahead and get that. And after you do that, we'll have our boss fight for this particular area. So on the shrine, I do upgrade the staff that we just got from the weapon material. Definitely recommend it since it's got a higher damage. That'll make it slightly easier for you to fight everyone. And then, like I said previously, on the store you can actually find some of the other weapon materials and armor materials as such. So the other fight also gave us a new armor if you wanted. It's got slightly higher defense, but it doesn't matter all that much. And you can see on the store we have the next tier of armor and weapon material here. So for the boss fight, this is going to be very similar to the Withering Right that we fought initially, whose transformation we got. He's just like golden color. The one thing to remember here is if you hit the smaller zombies in the area, you actually heal from it. And also when he goes for this big attack, you can immobilize him and stop that, so that's pretty useful. Also in the middle, he kind of hovers in the air and heals himself. And when he does that, you make sure to hit all the smaller zombies before they reach him so he can't heal. But like that's about it. It's not very hard. It's just like the one you saw previously. So once you beat him, you should be transported back to the bell, and that will give us our special item for this area. Once back, just interact with that wolf and you should have your fireproof mantle. So this thing is pretty good. It's gonna come in handy for several things, starting with the main boss for this area, but that's kind of far away for now. Just have it on you since that's the only vessel that you have. And from there we can move towards the next shrine. On the way to this shrine, we also have another meditation spot, the final one for this area, and another celestial pill that is going to increase our mana, so go ahead and get that. So there's just a couple enemies on the way to the shrine, but you shouldn't have too much trouble. If it's too dark and you can't see it, just use your lock-on feature, and that should actually help you see better, because the lock-on works pretty well once you're near them. And feel free to use your entire kit. You don't have to save your spell slots or anything like that, because we have the shrine coming up next anyway. Especially here with the two guys, it can be kind of hard, so just use everything you've got. So in the shrine, you can actually craft a new armor, and this one's got burn resistance. The bosses eventually will have some fire stuff on them, so you can go ahead and craft this right now, or you can wait and get the drops from some of the enemies that are coming up. Because there I have very less, only 2 silk, and you need a lot more, so it would depend on whether you want to craft it now or wait for it later, but up to you. From there, we can make our way to the next boss, which will be the Black Wind King. So this guy, he does turn into like a wind form, which is hard to dodge. But otherwise, the fight is pretty okay, not that difficult. He does disappear in the middle, and then it does like a large attack, which is in the middle of the arena. So be sure to dodge that one. And there are some more items here which we'll look at once we beat him. So once we beat him, we will get our next spell, which is the Cloud Step. And this one is going to be very useful for the upcoming fights. The spell is pretty good, and I'll call out where it is especially effective for a particular boss. But before we go forward, from where we entered, we'll actually go left. And here you should have your first Awakened Vineworm, which is an upgrade for the gourd. I would recommend holding onto it for now. If you have the deluxe edition gourd, then you should be fine already, because that is better than the one you'd get after the upgrade. But if you don't, then you can think about the upgrade by going back to the black monkey we saw before. And here we get one of the curios. Not very useful, but I think at this point we can just equip one. Not a big deal. Definitely pick up any ingredients you see here. You could get a seed or something like that, and from there we can just move forward. So next we'll go through the double doors, which is kind of like an interaction, and then we'll have our next shrine right in the front. So going ahead, here this is like a special area because there's a whole bunch of enemies that are with their ranged attacks, and there are a couple enemies which are like the heavier melee units. They don't die that easily. So the idea is to get you to be staggered from the projectiles that they're throwing at you, and then you'll probably die from the melee guys. So you can get rid of these two first, and yeah, you see how quickly that fire builds up. That's insane. But yeah, from here, from the bridge, you can actually use Cloud Step to evade all of these guys. Here I'm trying to kind of fight them, and they do hit their own enemies, their own friendly units too, so that's pretty cool. But it's not gonna be that much help. So I use Cloud Shift after the bridge because we need to go down here for a chest, and there is also a particular enemy here whose spirit that we will absorb. So beat this guy up, pick up that chest, and then we can go forward to the next shrine. So you can actually cloud step throughout the way. It's not really that you need to stop and find them or anything like that. There's just this one item over here, but yeah, again, you have to be careful with what you do. Yeah, see, I got staggered there pretty hard. But after you fight these two guys, we have a chest, and we will pick that up and then move ahead. And this chest has our final celestial medicine for this chapter, which is now going to increase your maximum stamina. From there, you can just go ahead. You don't really need to fight these guys. Just watch out for the archers because they will stagger you for sure. I don't know how the projectiles work in this game, but pretty much everything staggers you. And then just ahead, we have the final shrine for this chapter. So from the shrine, you can see if you want to craft anything, if you want to buy anything. If you're looking for the particular ingredient, those are in the secret area, not on this particular shrine area. But from there, we can go ahead and fight the boss. So this guy's going to be the last major fight for the first chapter. And he is kind of big, so it's sort of easier to dodge his movement, so you should not have too much trouble. And he goes into like a enraged phase once you get his health down to almost like half. And when he does that, that's when you use the fireproof mantle so you don't have any issues. And you're not taking any fire damage unnecessarily. But clearly fire type enemy, and you have to be careful of that. But his attack patterns aren't that bad, so you should be able to get through it pretty easily. So I did end up having to craft the other armor to get the burn resistance. But once he is down, we will get our very first relic. And I'll show you what's up with the relic right here. So after the cutscene ends, we'll get our XP and all that jazz. So that's our very first relic. It does give us a bunch of mm, upgrade material, so that's going to be useful as we move to the next chapter. As we can see there. So before the relic, we'll actually look at our journal just to make sure we didn't miss anything. And as you can see here, pretty much all of this is completely full. We're only missing one Yao Guai King, but that's a very normal thing. You need a secret item for that, which will come in the chapter 2. So once we have that, we'll come back and fight him. But apart from that, we have everything. We got the 3 meditation spots. And then finally, looking at the relic, you can actually activate one of these 3 buffs. So it would basically go based on whatever build you're trying to go for. And if you do a new game plus, then you can get multiples of these activated. So that's pretty cool. So I picked the Opportune Watcher, and then we also have our upgrade for the weapon. And each weapon has like their own specific things and all that, and we can only craft them from the shrine, and also you need to have the required materials, obviously. So this has been the walkthrough of the first chapter of Black Myth Wukong. I hope you guys found it helpful. And if I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. And please like and subscribe as I keep doing more of these walkthroughs. So see you in the next one.